Hi Stampers, my name is Sandy Hancock and I want to welcome you to Utterly Awesome Stamping. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. What I want to show you today is this card made with the Flower Patch set. I absolutely love it. It's a new photopolymer set that's in our catalog. And this was made by someone as a part of a swap, and my downline was showing it to me. I loved it. So this isn't the original color, but I did go ahead and change it into a lot of different colors. When you open this up, you've got a nice surprise. It's a little bookmark ready for you to it's perforated, so you tear it off. It says, "You overwhelm me with your awesomeness." Okay, so let me show you how to do this. It's quite simple. First thing we're going to do is take the Simply Scored. I'm starting with a piece of cardstock that's 5.5 by 10.5, and so I'm scoring at the traditional 4 1/4. Then you score at 8.5, but I'm only going to score just a little bit, and you'll see why. Okay, so now I'm going to take the cutter, and we're going to switch to a different arm. So you can see that it's got a knob on it, and that just fits right down into here. And then you can't see this, but I'm stretching it a little bit at the other end so that it can fit in. Okay. Now the last thing I need to tell you is that when you switch over to the perforating blade, we are going to switch this. Normally you have a track with an indention, and that's what you use when you're cutting, but you're going to turn it 45 degrees and put the flat blade in. I did forget to show you one thing. Okay, this comes out very easily. This is the perforating blade. We also have a small scallop, a tiny wave, and a straight blade. So they're very easy to interchange. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to line up my mark for my 8.5 right in the very center. I'm going to move this to 2, and you'll see why I only want to score at 2 in just a second. I'm not scoring, I'm actually perforating. Okay, then I'm going to tear this down the 2 inches because I'm going to push this now into the scallop punch and punch. Now, the reason that I didn't want to, you can see the pressure that it would have put here. If I had scored all the way down, then it's very possible that it could have torn all the way down, and I want my bookmark to be there when someone receives it, so that they can tear it off. So now I'll just put this back into the center of the track, go back and perforate it the rest of the way. And now I'm ready. I'll just go ahead and fold this. You don't even need the bone folder for this. Now it's sometimes if I didn't do it absolutely perfectly, like this isn't absolutely perfectly, just turn this around, line this up so that it looks really good. Hold it into place firmly. Did that do it? And rescore. Just a tiny bit. Yes, that's my alarm in the background going off. Okay. Alright, so now we're ready to make the card. Okay. Now I've already gone ahead and stamped the front of it. I stamped the Happy Blooming Birthday in Blackberry Bliss. Then I used the Mossy Meadow for the stem. And then I wanted to show you a quick hint on how to cut this out. The Flower Fair framelits are awesome. On this particular stamp, you really have to get the placement exactly right in order for it to cut out properly. So I was going nuts, just turning, trying to figure this out. So what I discovered is that there is a tip that goes down 45-degree angles to the left. And so if you'll find that tip, and then do this one time, turn until you find the right one. And then, when you find it, I went ahead and marked with a black marker the little point that fits on that 45-degree angle flower. And then it cuts out easily, perfectly, all the time. Okay, so now what we want to do is make the bookmark. So this one is 1 3/4 inches by 5 1/4. Go ahead and stick it in the scallop punch. And you'll find that when you're stamping with photopolymer, it's much better if you'll put it on a mat. I'm using the paper piercing mat, which works really well. I'm stamping in Memento black ink. You don't want to use photopolymer in the StazOn because the StazOn cleaner tends to ruin the photopolymer. Okay, so now with that in place, I can see exactly where to place my flower. Okay, then I'll go to Honey Hello. Now I'm going to go to Mossy Meadow, and we'll put some leaves in there. Okay, then the last thing I'm going to do is I went ahead and you'll see that oh, I almost forgot to do this. We're going to put a cute little center in this. Okay, now that's easy to do there, but here you can't really stamp anything on Blackberry Bliss. So I went ahead and stamped this and cut it out, and then I'm just going to take my adhesive and go ahead and put it on right on the center. You'll see it comes over a little bit, so we'll just flip it over. Okay, oh, here's my scissors. Okay, and snip it off. Okay, then the last thing I'm going to do to just add a little bit of interest is I'm going to add an elegant eggplant candy dot. Okie doke. There we go. Now we're ready to put it on to the card. So I'll just add my adhesive. Then when I place this, I want to push it up maybe a little more than you think you would, because you want some space at the top that's going to fit the ribbon. And you need about 6 inches of ribbon. You're going to fold it over like this, and then it fits right through the little holes. You push the rounded end in first, put the tails through, pull. There you've got a really nice little bookmark. Then I added a 4" by 5 1/4" piece in the center, and there you go. Let me show you a couple of other colors. So Blackberry Bliss, Blue Lagoon, and of course each time you open this up, the bookmark is just going to coordinate with the colors. And then here's Tangelino Twist, that was the original one. Here's Honey Hello as the background. The last one is the craft. And there you go. So have a lot of fun with this. You can make a lot of variety. Thank you for stopping by. Check out my blog, sandystamper.com, for additional ideas. Alrighty, bye-bye.